Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA.
Did you catch what Caitlin Clark just pulled off? She didn't just hit a golf ball. She shook up the entire sports world. The LPGA made a brilliant move by featuring her, and now everyone's talking. But not about basketball. You might be thinking, what does golf have to do with the WNBA? Well, get ready, because we're about to show you how the LPGA made a clever move that outshined the WNBA's marketing strategy. Trust me, you won't believe what the WNBA missed out on.
And it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
Here's the story. The LPGA invited Caitlin to a pro-am event. At first, it wasn't even going to be aired on TV. Can you imagine? But then something wild happened. Fans started flooding the LPGA's social media, demanding to see Caitlin play golf. It was a response the LPGA had never seen before.
Event. So the LPGA event is expanding its pro-am coverage around Caitlin Clark's participation. Golf Channel's Golf Today will begin 90 minutes early on Wednesday and include live look-ins. It has also been said that you will get to see Caitlin Clark's warm.
Fans are asking, can we come to the event? So what did the LPGA do? They listened. Instead of ignoring the excitement, they aired the event on TV, giving fans the chance to watch Caitlin Clark make her golf debut.
So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere, and the LPGA was so smart in doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else.
But they didn't stop there. They paired Caitlin with Nelly Korda, the world's top golfer. Talk about a power duo. This move not only showcased Caitlin's popularity, but also brought more attention to Nelly and the LPGA as a whole.
There was so much buzz online, she was trending on Twitter, all of the things, and the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
Now let's talk about how smart this move really was. The LPGA didn't just highlight Caitlin, they placed her right next to their biggest star. It was like they were saying, hey, you love basketball? Check out this amazing golfer next to our top player.
She said what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's.
The buzz was huge. Caitlin was trending on Twitter, and the LPGA was pushing this event everywhere. But here's where it gets really interesting. This wasn't just about Caitlin. The LPGA used her star power to shine a spotlight on their own players. Suddenly, people who never watched golf before started tuning in. They came for Caitlin, but stayed for the incredible golf and the talented pros. Even Brittany Lindholm, a big name in golf, couldn't stop praising Caitlin. She said,
from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
That's a big compliment coming from a pro golfer. This move put both Caitlin and the LPGA in the spotlight, bringing fresh attention to women's golf. It wasn't just a win for Caitlin or the LPGA. It was a win for women's sports overall. Now you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with the WNBA? Well, the LPGA showed how to use star power to your advantage and took a risk that really paid off. Unlike the WNBA, there was no backlash about favoritism or diversity, just smart marketing that worked.
And it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
Here's the story. The LPGA invited Caitlin to a pro-am event. At first, it wasn't even going to be aired on TV. Can you imagine? But then something wild happened. Fans started flooding the LPGA's social media, demanding to see Caitlin play golf. It was a response the LPGA had never seen before.
The WNBA posted nothing. Zero. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event.
From this event, all I've heard are positive things. There hasn't been any talk about Caitlin's fans being toxic or complaints about her getting too much attention, taking the spotlight away from the professional golfers. None of that. And yet, these are the kinds of things we've heard throughout the entire WNBA season.
You look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos, their players hanging out with Caitlin, and obviously they're showing their golfers as well.
Let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the basketball player on the golf course. While Caitlin Clark was making a splash in a whole new sport, guess who was nowhere to be found? Yep, the WNBA. Their silence spoke volumes, and now everyone's wondering, what were they thinking? You'd think the WNBA would be all over this, right? After all, Caitlin Clark, their future superstar, was getting attention everywhere. But here's the kicker. The WNBA didn't post a single thing about Caitlin's golf debut, not one tweet, not one Instagram post, not even a simple good luck. It's like they forgot she existed. Can you believe that?
This was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA to do, have you seen it when an NBA player or a football player goes to an NBA game or goes to wherever and they'll be in the comments or they'll just say something something cute? This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this. And they said,
the LPGA was cheering Caitlin's name from the rooftops, while the WNBA acted like she had disappeared into thin air. It's almost as if they were pretending it wasn't happening. But guess what? It was happening, and everyone was talking about it, except the WNBA.
It just goes to show that all of us who have been speaking out about this and saying, it doesn't seem like you guys are giving Caitlin, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where we are proved correct.
You might be thinking, maybe they just missed it, but come on, how could they? Caitlin was trending all over social media. Her face was everywhere. The LPGA was posting photos and videos nonstop. It was impossible to miss unless you were living under a rock. And last time I checked, the WNBA wasn't in the rock-rolling business.
You see her at this event, you see the kind of noise that this is making, you see that this is trending on social media, you see that SportsCenter, Bleacher Report, all of these places, every media outlet is covering this, and you don't say anything.
Remember all those fans begging to see Caitlin play golf? Those are potential WNBA fans, people who might have never watched a basketball game but were suddenly interested in a basketball player. That's the kind of marketing gold the WNBA just let slip away. This silence isn't just a missed opportunity, it shows a bigger issue. It's almost like the WNBA doesn't know what to do with a star like Caitlin Clark. They've got this incredible talent with massive crossover appeal, and they're just ignoring it. Fans have been saying for a while that the WNBA doesn't promote Caitlin enough, and guess what? They were right. The proof is right in front of us.
But their best golfer in the tour, league, whatever it's called, they put her with Caitlin because they knew that she would get more eyeballs doing it. They propped up all of their golfers in one event. And you would be crazy to think that they're not going to have another event and invite Caitlin to it. They're going to invite Caitlin to as many events as they possibly can because they saw what it just did for the sport of golf.
It's a PR miss, and it really highlights what many of us have been saying all along, that the WNBA isn't giving Caitlin the recognition she deserves. She's bringing in all these new fans, boosting viewership, and bringing in money. The Caitlin Clark effect is real. For everyone who's been calling this out all season long, here's the proof. We were right.
What we were talking about this whole season, we were correct. The fans that were saying that the WNBA seems to be trying to quiet the noise of Caitlin Clark, not letting her shine to her full ability, and not, in turn, not helping your own players in the league, we were right. And this event proved it because the LPGA did literally everything correct. They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there.
The LPGA's social media was buzzing with Caitlin content, photos, videos, everything. They treated her like the star she is. And what did the WNBA do? Nothing. Zilch. Zero. You might think they just missed it, but come on, this was everywhere. The LPGA made sure of that. They even paired Caitlin with Nelly Korda, their top golfer. It was impossible to miss unless you were trying hard to ignore it.
That you can be ready for the moment. There is things that you can do. And I hope that they get it